Good morning, guys. Gaming Bear here. Right, we're on day 14 of the Christmas calendar, and we've got the wonderful WZ-111. So let's see what it's like. Well, we've got 4,450 gold with the one package. Let's see exactly what we have on offer. So you've got the big boy package, which is £51.32, or the standard one, which is £37.71. Let's have a look at the standard package. You get the tank. So £37.71 for the tank. The second one, you get 4,450 gold with 30 personal reserves times 2 for the crew, and times 5, 15 missions for the other special. So that's interesting. So 4,450 gold. How much is that worth? So 4,450 is £14.49. So let's say £14.50. So £14.50 of this comes out about £37.80. So £37.80 compared to £37.71. So there's really not a lot of difference in it. So they're both roughly the same sort of price, including the gold, but you just get some additional reserves and things. So what is this like as a tank? So let's get in. I haven't opened this up yet, so let's get in for first thing. I've done reviews of this previously, so I'm just going to do a cursory glance at it. So let's find, there we go, tier 8, heavy tank, tier 8, premiums, 2, 4, 6, how many are running? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 on this account. WZ, now, let's look at other similar tanks. Let's call up the details, do a quick comparison. Actually, let's go and bear with me while I set this up. Okay, let's compare it to the likes of the T32. I know it's not a premium, but I want to get an idea of what it's like against good tanks at the similar level. So let's call up the IS-3 as well, and we'll see how it compares. I've done a review of this previously, so I'm not going to go into a lot of the details on the armour, but apart from it's pretty slopey, pretty good armouring. So basic details. Damage per shot, you're looking alpha-wise. Let's switch the 32 over there, because these have got very similar guns, the IS-3 and the WZ. So we're looking 390 alpha compared to 320 with the T32. Average penetration 175, 225 with the IS-3, and 198. So it's down. And as you can see with the type of ammo, it's got heat, armor piercing, and heat as the secondary, with the heat coming in at penetration of 250 average penetration. So that's something to bear in mind. So the 250 is a little bit more than the IS-3 with its standard, but it's heat, so it doesn't like angled surfaces. We then have a reload. It's got a faster reload, 10.55 compared to 11.2. We're looking similar guns. The T32 fires faster. So rate of fire and traverse. Let's have a look. Total traverse 27.73, identical to the IS-3. You can see that it's very similar to the IS-3. Gun depression -5 and gun elevation 23, identical to the IS-3. Beaten in both, actually beaten in gun depression by the T32, but gun elevation, the Russian and the Chinese tanks have got better gun elevation, so it's better at firing up at ridges. Then we come to the gun dispersion. It's not good, 0.41 compared to 0.38, so that's something that's a bit of an issue. You need to be closer. But average DPM is 2,200, very, or 2,290 to be precise, compared to 2,085 with the IS-3 and 2,242, so it's a tiny bit behind the T32 for DPM, but only about 20 or so. Armour, you're looking 120 at the on the hull, the front, the sides 120, 60 at the rear. So it's got 10 more at the front than the IS-3, 30 more at the sides, and identical at the rear. The T32, you're looking 127 at the front, 76 at the sides, and 51 at the rear. Turret, 230mm, a nice amount of armour. It's got a nice turret. And 120 on the sides, 60 on the rear. The IS-3, good turret, 249 to almost 250, 172 on the sides and 100 on the rear, so it's got a much better turret than the WZ. And the T-32 it's huge, you know, just under 300 millimeters, 298 on the front, 197 on the sides, and 152 on the rear. It's just a beast of a turret on the T-32. We then come to the weight, 45.1 tons for the WZ, 49.75 for the IS, and 58.35 for the T-32. So it's the lightest of all of them. We then come to the engine power, 600 horsepower, so it's got 13.3 specific power, which is nice. It's second out of all three. The IS-3 is last with 13.07, and the T-32 is first with 13.71 with an 800 horsepower engine. Top speed though is 51 kilometers an hour, which is very useful. It feels fast around the battlefield because you can get up to this top speed quite nicely. Reverse minus 15, whereas the IS-3 has only got 38 forwards, 15 reverse. The T-32's got 35 forwards and 14 in reverse, so it's the slowest of the three, with the WZ coming out way ahead speed-wise. So it's a bit of a combination. You lose certain aspects, but you get the opportunity to move into positions more quickly than the other tanks. Generally on the flat. If you're going uphill, the IS-3 would have the edge to get up on top of a hill, but then with the gun depression, you don't want to be in either of these really on a hill. You want to be in a T-32. We then come to the concealment. It's better than the... It's in the middle of the three. 8.73% when stationary compared to the best, which is 11.65 with the IS-3, and 7.81% with the T-32. View range is quite nice at 440 meters. It's actually very, very nice. It's a good to get out there, good spotter. Very, very nice. The IS-3 has got 402, and the T-32 is running 435. So it's 5 meters more than the T-32, which is very, very nice. You could potentially be let down with the signal range. It's only 613 compared to 746 with the IS-3 and 830 with the T-32. So that's a bit about the good points and bad points. Now we know how slopey the armour is on the IS-3. Now look at the angling and sloping. It's off in this direction. You can see the angling and sloping. Lower plate is generally weak. Let's have a call up the IS-3. So you can see the angling and sloping. It's actually got a better slope armour and better angles than the IS-3, and it's got tougher. It's got 10 millimeters more of armor. So that's where we are right now. So what I'm going to do is hop into it. Let's just choose the premiums and hop into the WZ, and let's get in. Let's get the crew ready to rock and roll. Yep. And so let's get into this battle. Show you what it's like. So you've got to bear in mind that it's running heat. So, high NG, anti-tank, good against flat surfaces. So we've got a good view range, and we're on mines, so that's going to be quite good fun. No one else has got one. We'll see how it rock and rolls. So I'm going to move towards the island, try and use the view range to the best effect. Get in and give it large. That's the plan. Try and use the angles. There's one RT, the SU, on the opposing side. Oh, we're on this side. Okay, that's fine. I'll still go to the island. And I've got this nice camo on already. Let's see what we can do. So I'm going to move over, get into position, see what we can spot. See if we can use this additional speed. Just dodge around the back. That was close. Use the special. There we go. So we're up against an IS-6. Let's check out the speed that we can get up to. So we're pulling away. It's relatively fast around the battlefield. IS-3 functions. The IS-6 functions like the IS-3. So let's see if we can get any shots over. Oh goodness. Managed to bounce one of those. It's going to be some arty. They know I'm here, so I'm going to take evasive maneuvers. Let's see where we got penetrated. Straight through the front plate. You know, certain things are going to penetrate, like that 48. There must be something lighter there spotting. Let's try a bit of a reverse side scraping. Aha. Let's move. I've got a feeling artists might be coming in. Let's see if we can get any shots over. Let's try and angle a little bit better. Reverse sort of side scraping this side. Oh yeah. In your face. Put some pressure on. 390 or whatever, 392 points of damage. So you can see a nice, that's what I'm doing, trying to go for a side scrape in it. It's got a nice side arm, 120mm on the side. I may as well use it. And the tracks as well. The side scraping ability of this is quite nice. So it's going quite well. We've got the VK the one side, the AMX 65T. Looking to see what I can spot. Oh, what is that law doing? Dude, you're going to get yourself killed, you dude. Ouch, he needs assistance. Oh goodness, like when someone goes like this and gets into a position, I'm going to try and save his life. Oh dude, I need to try and protect myself. Let's see what we can do. That's it, our 59's moved in. Let's go and give him some assistance. See some bushes going down there, so I'd expect. Let's try and get a bit of a hold down situation. Get red to ban some shots. Yeah, I didn't expect him to last long. Let's go and use him for cover, see what we can spot. And you can view through through tanks and things. Push this forward, try and use it. See what I can see.
We didn't penetrate your armor.
Lucky little badger. I'm in a relatively good position here. But if I can keep the pressure on, you can see where it's hit the top of the mantle up there. Keep the pressure on, try not to make any silly moves. Wait for him to make the mistakes. Oh, I've done 5.7, 5.8. Oh, heck. If I move out of here, I am in trouble. And we've got a scorpion going the other way. I'm going to have to go back. I need to save the arty. I don't know what our Scorpion G's doing. Let's load some HE ready to deal with the Scorpion. And he's just been hit by their Scorpion by the look of it. So the mobility is okay. Yeah. The tank itself is good. Oh, they're fighting amongst each other. What? Oh well, let's pause and we'll get into another game. So we've seen some ideas on what this is like. The mobility's okay. The gun's not always the greatest. We'll have a look at the points. We've done almost 1,000 points. Blocked 2,000 points of damage. The mobility's okay. The view range is okay. The armor's okay. But we lost. So we'll see what we can do in the next one. So what we do, we'll have a look, see just how much we made, and what's like. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Okay, 806 points of damage, blocked 5 shots, and took a couple of crits. Let's see how our team did. We were sort of middling, not the greatest. 4 shots, 4 hits, 3 pens, not bad. 20,000 credits, that's all right. So, let's get into the next one, see what we can see. Let's double check the view rate, 440. I would rather it was better, but you can see the optics are a good option with it. I've got the vertical vert stabs and a gun rammer to increase the reload. Now let's lose a little bit of heat and go for a bit more HE because of the current environment. And let's get in. So we'll do this again, see what this is like, try and use the mobility, use the spotting, use the armor. I'm now going to try and push. You can see it can hold a position quite nicely. Whatever map we're on, I'm purposely going to push to try and show you what this can do if you're moving in, if you're taking it hard to the enemy. So I'm not going for the win. I'm not trying to hold positions. I'm not trying to do that. This is purely to try and demonstrate what it's like going in. So now, right, so Tier 8 map. Oh, and it gets preferential matchmaking. I forgot about that. So, yeah, which is used to always be a good thing. So depending on which side we're going to go in, I'm going to move into the heavy tank zone. We've got 1 arty per side. So I'm going to move straight around there, start putting the pressure on. By today, no, what won it 3 years ago? I think there was a tournament and a competition, and I actually I had to grind a lot to get this, but it was worth it. So we know what the standard ammo's like. It's not the greatest. You've got to get in close to be able to aim at areas. So I'm trying to push in, get in, trying to use that top speed. Now we've got over that ridge. We're now starting to gain on the lurva. You can see you've got to use the gradient to be able to assist you. But when you do that, you can really mosey around the battlefield. He hit there. Ha ha ha! A little badger. Let's use this, push in, try and get a bit of a flank situation going on. Whoa. Oh, goodness me, I really don't want to be here. Everyone and their friend The premium ammo heat is worthwhile. The armour is good. I tried to show what it was like moving up. You can take some seriously bad hits, and especially with all those coming in. I'm going to try and move into a more flanky position. Oh, blinky thing. So, 1100 points of damage, 240 blocked. You can see it's not always the greatest. It should be better than this. And I don't know why it falls down. There's just something about it. You try and hang back, it doesn't quite work. You try and push in, it doesn't quite work. How is he doing it? Where is... Oh, he's gone as well. Just double checking our other... Yeah, he's been... The other WZ is already gone. So, we'll see how much we made, and have a look at one more game. Because looking at the armour, you're good against one single opponent, but going against multiple opponents, you're going to be in trouble. And that's where this comes unstuck. You generally find there's several together, and you can't pick them off. If you break away, you hit multiples. If you stay in a group, you hit multiples. And it's a tricky thing to do. The armour just doesn't quite seem to work. They were getting shots in through the ports at the top. And I think that's a significant weak spot on this, whereas the standard IS-3 has got a slightly better turret without the weak spots. As you can see, the commands cupolas there, relatively easy to hit, easy to just punch straight through. Your front plate armour is really good. The front of the turret is really good, but the weak spots up at the top there that we can see, very easy to hit, and mostly easy to penetrate. And that's where this doesn't quite. That's where it loses it. So you need to be able to. So what we're going to do. So I've shown being in defensive position, you can defend things, bounce shots very nicely. Moving up, you can get into position quickly, but then you can be in a bit of a sticky wicket. So next demonstration, I'm going to try and hold back, use it as a bit more of a sniper, which is why the heat rounds will then be able to come into their own, because it doesn't matter about the distance. So that's why that's what I'm going to try and demonstrate. That you need to, rather than being an up in your face heavy tank, it doesn't quite work like that because of your weak spots. You try and get in, you try and put the pressure on, and you can so easily be surrounded and taken out if you haven't got backup, which is in the normal meta is really difficult. So we're going to work on a strategy of assisting your team from range, even no matter how much they squeal. I'd rather be somewhere in the middle, but the best way, I would say, this demonstration is just going to be from range, working from range, using that additional spotting power you've got to take it to the enemy from range, going for damage that way, and then moving in when it's on a more closely one-to-one basis, where I think this would be able to show its appeal. You've got the spotting, 5 spotted, 42,000 credits, 4th or 5th on damage, and came away with 12,000 credits. So it's not a great credit earner, but the shots fired, they hit up close, all penetrated. So having the right ammo at the right time works for the right target. So this time we're going to go in, test out from range, use that additional view range, use more heat. Otherwise, with a 225mm pen, you're not going to be able to penetrate anything really from range. But later we'll close, try and use that additional penetration. So you can see the cupolas, they're quite huge, and when you're up close battling like that, they're easy targets to hit. So you need to be moving around more. I was trying to pull back, moving forward a bit, trying to make them miss, but it's tricky. It really is tricky. So first thing first, I'm going to try and work the ridge, work the bushes, head up there on top of the on top of the hill, see what I can spot for the team. 2 arty, which is nice, tier 9 game. So we'll get in. So first thing first, load some premium. Actually, let's do it the cheaper way. Let's load some HE, try and pin people in place, and allow the rest of our team to shoot them in a track position, and show you it's an option to of being able to help your team more. So that's what I'm going for. HE just tie them down. When I've got proper targets, then move up, move forward, move back. Try and, if it's single opponents, then I want to try and take them on one by one. If it's multiple opponents, pull back, deal with them from range until there's just one left. Oh, lucky little badger! Oh, come on. Huge HE little shot. Mind you, I did fire HE at him. He wrecked both my tracks then.
We fixed the track. Get going.
I'm going to move because there's Artie. He knows where I am. Oh dear, we got the Artie having a little cry. So I'm going to go for range, like I said I was going to do. So this is a demonstration of what you can do from range. I'm going to put, we've got a light tank moving in down the flank, so I'm going to move this way to protect the arty and to give them a bit of a shield from this side. And see what we can do. 2 tanks down. As you can see, you can mosey around quite nicely. Let's try and get a shot on him if possible. See, the armour from range, when they can't shoot those weak spots, the armour is good enough. Apart from Scorpion G, where the heck did that go? Well, I know it went in, but whoa, blinking heck! Oh, come on. Both arties after me. It's vulnerable to arty, so when you've been spotted, you're in trouble. Tried a shot on the move because I knew I was going to get shot in. Oh goodness me. Oh dear, those squealing little artillery. I knew they were going to be squealing all game. So, from range, it's not so hot either. Unless you can find a fixed position, but in this sort of situation, it's not easy. WZ pulling back, so we'll have a look at the overall, see what we made with this. It's because generally I'm finding it's a tricky one to play, and I've only been winning 45% of my games, and that's me playing it. So it's difficult finding the right niche, the right teams, everything working. It doesn't feel like an easy tank to play. The right method doesn't seem to always come off, and as far as I can see, usually doesn't with this, and no one fears it because it doesn't quite work. And that's the conclusion I've had to come to, even though I had to grind so much to win this. Sadly, I Have never really managed to get more than about 45% with it. But that's just me. Other people's experience may vary. 13,000 credits, 50 experience, no damage, trying to work from range, not being in a position to be able to do it. That accuracy doesn't allow you to work from range. Being up close with multiple opponents doesn't work. Trying to spot doesn't work. The mobility is nice, the armor is okay, but the gun combined with the... Even though you shouldn't have weak spots, you do. And it sadly doesn't quite work. We're now dropped to 44% from 45%. Do I recommend this? Sadly, I can't recommend it. £51. Well, just no. I got it free because I had to grind for it. So £37.71. How does it compare? So let's have a look at the other vehicles. So £37. It's coming in at the same sort of price as a T34. It's coming in more expensive and about the same prices as these. I would say it's just not, even though you've got preferential matchmaking, it's just not, it doesn't quite do it. I'm sorry, I can't recommend this tank. I really can't. Everything you're up against has got something to it. Even the IS-6, well, not the IS-6 in the current, the IS-6 is going to have more problems, but you better bounce more. Bounce more shots incoming, and it's a tougher target. I just don't, sadly, the 111 doesn't tick the boxes. I want it to be better, but it's not. And so I've to give it a thumbs down. So today's deal, or the Christmas calendar for today, the WZ-111, sadly no. If it had HESH, not HESH, if it had APCR, that would make a difference. Heat means you're good at range, but it's not accurate at range. It doesn't work. And it's you try and use it from range, you can't get the shots. You move up close, they get through the weak spots in the turret, or shoot your lower plate, or come in from a side and have an easy shot at the front plate. Come in from the other side, shoot it. One opponent, yes, you can do okay, but they'll then be shooting through your weak spots, and you're then trying to get the right ammo to penetrate them with your low penetration of just awful penetration of 175, not 225, 175, and only 250 with heat. Your 175 of pen isn't good enough, and it'll end up, if you're spamming heat all the time trying to penetrate people, it's going to cost you a fortune, and you're probably not going to win unless you do. And so I still can't recommend it. I honestly wish it was better. I really do. I wanted it to be. I've tried so many games in this, and I just can't make it work. Really, really sad that something that could be potentially good just isn't. But luckily I got mine for free, and I'm saying just don't buy it. Don't buy it. Sorry guys. I can't recommend this. So that's me. I'm out of here. See you on the next one. So sorry that today's is a bust, but I've got to say it as I find it. So see you on the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.